Hello everyone, I'm RK and I'm the creator behind the Black Mesa loot mod. And if you are unfamiliar with what loot mod is, stick around and you'll see it in action as this video goes on. And if you are familiar with the mod or have played it already, you'll probably find this video to be fairly insightful as well. So firstly, a big thanks to everyone that tested and gave me feedback on the previous versions. This would definitely not be as good as it is now if you guys hadn't stuck it out and hammered the thing to death. So a lot of stuff that was in the original Half-Life was cut out of Black Mesa for varying reasons. And while I can't detail all of them here, I can say that the community in general has taken to re-adding those missing sections, and this mod is one of those attempts. It edits new sections onto the A map of On a Rail, which you can see I'm playing right now, and it also cleans up existing sections. It has the player sort of get their bearings in the underground transit system, and it also gives the rail system as a whole a bigger sense of scale, which isn't really present in the stock On a Rail. And in total, the mod adds about 3 to 4 minutes of gameplay into the Black Mesa campaign. So the first thing you'll notice that there are no game sounds, and this ultimately boils down to computer issues that are outside of my control, so my sincerest apologies on that. It's definitely not Let's Play quality work, but I think it will fit the bill here. And one other thing I do want to directly address before I get into anything else, because it's something I see quite a lot, if this mod is compatible with TextFamGuy one's On a Rail Uncut. And the definitive answer to that is absolutely. And in my personal opinion, Loot Mod makes a great complement to that. So if you have the chance to download both of these mods, do so. I highly recommend it. So you'll notice that I'm playing through the developer sections right now. And I did do this for the purposes of an introduction, but I also wanted to explore an alternative way of playing through the level. I suppose that most people will drive past those hound eyes that we saw earlier and go straight into the loop, but this is just as equally valid. I actually wouldn't be surprised if there are a few people out there that prefer to solve this area first. One thing I do want to talk about, since I am here though, hopefully you haven't noticed any differences between what you've seen here and what's presented in Black Mesa, and that's actually quite a bit of a miracle, because if you followed along with the development thread, you will know that I had a lot of problems just getting everything to fit in the map. What came with Black Mesa was really banging on Source Engine's limits. So everything's relatively the same. I had to spend a lot of time simplifying geometry, though. The only significant change I made was I had to fix a down pipe, which I'm pretty much underneath right now. It's down in the original version, but I uprighted it to save, I think, a few hundred brush sides. It was really helpful. So, coming into the new sections and disregarding that hound eye there, this is my version of the pipe bridge room. As you can see, it's pretty faithful to the original in terms of design. So I'm just going to go over here real quick. Bull squids eating marines were quite prevalent in this chapters, and I've attempted to reintroduce that here. We also have barnacles on the ceiling. They are guarding progress on the track. The positions aren't quite faithful, but they don't really need to be. So the only significant deviations are obviously that body floats, because that's just how Source handles ragdolls. The battery is not. Its placement is quite faithful to the original. I don't need it though because I'm at full. And the spacing of these pipes is different. And you'll notice that I took a ladder there. And I did this mainly because in the original Half-Life and in some Source games, you can get stuck on those types of surfaces if you play your cards just wrong. So if anything, it's more of a preventative design change. So, Pat shooting the barnacles. Now we're heading into the security office sections, and these are quite expanded from previous versions, and I'm quite happy with how they turned out. And when I say expanded, I'm specifically looking at the alpha version. So this is what passes for the broken elevator scene, and this was at the end of the B2 map in the original. We have barnacles guarding the elevator. It's got a broken keypad, which I'll show in a moment, and there's some satchels on some military boxes. So it's fairly reminiscent of the original, and the bull squid is in this hall, which you can kill. I could have used those in the upcoming Hound Eye encounter, but oh well. But yes, this is the side hall, and that is literally what it's called. It's called the side hall. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'd say it's second to the pipe bridge room. A little environmental storytelling here. You can see a couple guys barricaded themselves behind this desk. And they lost to this Marine, who in turn lost to the bull squid. So if you're able to chain together the sequence of events, I think it's quite a nice touch. But now we're coming into the security office, and this came about because I needed a way to switch the tracks. Half-Life's method of doing this would be rather silly and out of place in Black Mesa. And you do have to be careful of the Hound Eyes here, because they can really wreck stuff up. It's actually quite nice if you get to see it. You don't get to see them really wreck the environment in Black Mesa. And this office was designed with that in mind. So there's a small puzzle here. I suppose that most players won't even need to really think about it. So first off, there's this switchboard, and it shows the entire area. And the texture for this was made by that Wimmer kid, so big thanks to him. And it shows all the intersections. And there's these track signals, and I used them all over the map, and that was made by TextFamGuy1, so big thanks to him. I'm not all that good at making assets, so if you study the map and the rail consoles, well, we can tell we need to do this one. You can see the texture's changed, and something teleported in, and it is quite angry. So we're going to have to do something about that. Bit of a nasty surprise, but is it dead? Have to whack it with a crowbar to make sure. And that is light doing it's a very weird thing. But it's quite a nice ambush. It kind of tells the player that they've done the right thing just by virtue that something's happened. And you'll notice the lights have changed, so that should indicate that something on the tracks has changed. So it might be worth investigating. Quick point out, you'll notice on the left there's now a tram stuck in the door. That's a new touch. Do look forward to it. And if you do look around, you'll find items. I'm trying to cut back down in upcoming versions, just because I want to make things harder. And then up here on the left, we passed this earlier, but I didn't quite talk about it. This is the box track. And it was a fairly inconsequential area in the original Half-Life. It served no purpose other than pickups and maybe giving the place a sense of scale. And that's pretty much the purpose it has here. It is chronologically correct, though, which it's always definitely a plus, especially in a remake. Now, as you'll notice, we are now on this part of the track now. So that means we did switch those tracks there. And I'm not sure if I killed that bull squid or not. I probably didn't. And since I did this area earlier, we can go straight on through to whatever lies ahead. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you're interested in downloading, links are in the description. And if you have any comments or concerns or criticisms, please let me know. I always enjoy hearing feedback. And that's pretty much it. Take care, everyone, and thanks again.